Fairly recently, I bought a mobile phone for a very reasonable price, and that was the LG G7 Think. It's a decent device, good camera, acceptable camera to be precise. There's optical image stabilization, but there are a lot of things going around the LG G7, LG G series, LG phones to be precise. The higher end phones, all the V series, then the G series are equipped with some Quad DAC thing. That's kind of confusing. I have seen people buying LG phones just because they have that Quad DAC gimmick to them. Yeah, it's a gimmick to be precise. I'll be telling you how they are not really different, how they are not really making a big impact when it comes to audio quality. Now, LG G7 does have a nice chip inside it, to be precise. The ESS 9028 SQM, I would like to believe, or 9128, sorry, or 9218. Yes, 9218 SQM audio chip inside it, and all the settings are here: hi-fi, Quad DAC, DTS sound, surround sound. But are they really make a huge impact when it comes to wired audio quality, or even audio quality in general? To be precise, I use power amp. To be precise, the speaker quality is okay. Nothing exactly outstanding about it. Not very loud either. Then I have the Samsung M30s. It's a old phone, not known for its audio quality or anything. Somewhere down the line, LG G7 does feel a bit uh, better in the lower end, but man, is it better? Is this speaker better really? The boombox speaker, I feel no. The boombox speaker is good, but the boombox speaker is good, nothing wrong with it, but there isn't anything to be really proud of. Yeah, you bought a LG G7 and it has boombox speakers, but does it feel like anything different from these devices? Yeah, the M30s doesn't have that kind of low end feel to it, but it has more precise tones. The tones are more clear, the vocals are very clear to be precise. LG G7 kind of feels less concentrated when it comes to vocal clarity. I don't know what that size on it. A lot of dynamism. The dynamic range is not very good with the M30s. It's not very dynamic or very good to be precise. It doesn't feel like filling the room or has fantastic EQ placement. It's not very wide sounding one, but it is loud. The okay, so this is slightly louder than that, but can you hear those higher end instruments? Those things are missing here. It's slightly polished. The spark is gone. The tingly nature is gone. It's not very convincing. The clarity is kind of missing. There is a little bit more grunt in the lower end, but that's it. The lower end grunt is not making any big difference. You will not be using a mobile phone for a party or just for listening to music. Maybe when you are alone, when you are trying to sleep, but there are speakers, very good speakers available for a very good price, and I do not see why will you go for these speakers over a decent speaker, to be precise. So yeah, that's that. Now moving on to the gimmicks. Quad DAC, DTS, X3D surround. Now they are not activated when you are uh, using the speakers, so you will have to insert a earphone, to be precise. So these are the earphones that come with LG G7. They are very generic ones, so nothing special about them. The tonality is off. There is a metallic hint to it. Nothing special about it. But just for the sake of it, let's plug it in just to see the effects. Okay, now we can activate these things: DTSX, 3D, and Hi-Fi Quad DAC. Now let me tell you what it does. Does it really make a huge difference by any means? Yeah, these are some of the rarest mobile phones who still have 3.5 mm jacks. OnePlus has given up. Samsung is not giving those jacks with the Note series and S series anymore. The S10 had, but the S20 doesn't have. Then these LG devices are really keeping up the audio aspects of it. But do this Hi-Fi Quad DAC and DTS X3D make a difference? To be really honest, no. They do not make a lot of difference by any stretch of imagination. Now the Hi-Fi Quad DAC I kind of felt is a huge gimmick, to be precise. It doesn't do anything. It just sharpens the notes a bit more. It just adds peaks to them, a bit more emphasis to the notes. The vocals are slightly sharper. They are unnaturally sharp, to be precise. They are not as natural as they are supposed to be. And as far as the quad DAC thing goes, there aren't no quad DACs. Okay, don't worry about that. There is one chip inside it which has 4 channels. Quad DAC is a total pure gimmick here. There is no quad DAC. It's a quad channel DAC. And turning it on does make the sound a bit more clearer with sharper and kind of unnatural tonality. I don't like it. Now going to the DTSX, this is something reasonable for me. Okay, if I am to use something, then I might use this, because This is kind of reasonable. There are three type of surround sound you can use. Wide, that surrounds all. Front, coming from the front, and side. Then again, just imagine the directional cues are polished, or say uh, are artificially focused on a single direction. Would you like that? Wide is okay. Okay, side, front. Even on the wide, I kind of felt that it's deceiving. The track is not exactly meant to sound like that. Is it? Does it sound good? I'll say okay. It's not exactly outstanding or anything, but it's okay, acceptable on the side. I'm not loving this by any stretch of imagination. Side to side is slightly better than the wide angle, because I kind of felt that the stage is better, the expansion is slightly better, and you it gives a more stereo kind of feel. Front is totally a disaster. It brushes everything to the front and it feels very bad. Now you guys might be thinking why I think this one is a good comparison. The M30s. I think what the M30s has is Dolby Atmos. Okay, let me tell you that DTS-X has this Dolby Atmos thing. Okay, none of this work when you have not plugged in a 3.5 mm earphone jack. They work when you plug in one wired connective earphone. Auto, movie, music, voice makes it slightly more vocal centric. Music is very much similar to the Quad DAC thing. They make slightly more energy, they give slightly more spark and energy to the notes, and that's it. I don't find it very good, to be precise, but still better than the Quad DAC gimmick on that. Now going on to auto, that's more reasonable, and it really sounds reasonable, to be precise. The notes are not unnatural. The notes are keeping the tonality. They are not distorted, or they are not badly framed, to be precise. They are not losing shape. They are maintaining everything, and the stage gets wider. That's a very simple thing. Yeah, I play that game. Township. Uh, does this really makes a huge sense to have that quad DAC gimmick, and does it really improves anything? Now, to be precise, M30s is not for audio, not a very good device for audio, to be precise. It has the treble range lacking, the amount of details is not there, but that Dolby Atmos thing really opens the stage up without doing any kind of artificial damage to the original track. The tonality is not changed, the vocals are very natural. Treble, the spark is not unnaturally sharp or anything like that. Now moving on to the LG G7. LG G7 is a very good audio device without this quad DAC and DTS-X gimmick. Really, believe me. Without these two things, it is not a bad one at all. It has very good details. The treble is well detailed. The imaging is nice, Yeah, what does this DTSX does is it widens things up. The Quad DAC sharpens things up, adds more energy to the music. Now, do I like this Quad DAC? I have made it clear that I don't like this Quad DAC gimmick. The DTSX is a bit more reasonable. DTSX, okay. There is something in there that I will consider. But is this DTSX really a thing that you should choose a mobile device for? No, totally not. Because that's a totally software thing. I go to the power amp, I go to this, there are presets, okay, you set the bass and stuff. Now here is something that I use, stereo expand, and DTSX doesn't do anything better than this. That one is inferior, to be precise. That has to be doing something with the directional cues, and I do not feel very comfortable with the change of directional cues. As simple as that. Why will you change the directional cues of a thing? I will not like that at all. Come on, don't give up on me. Okay, I will not like that. Get a player like this which has this kind of settings. I find power amp to be very reasonable because it was some 99 rupees. I don't know what it was the price in USD, but it was 99 rupees, 100 rupees, and I was perfectly fine paying that much. Stereo expansion, there are a lot of settings in power amp which can be done in any device, to be precise. You do not have to buy a LG G7 for that. For a decent audio device, even this one is a very decent audio device. Lenovo P2, a 2016-2017 device, 4-year-olds. It's a very old device. But when I compare this one with the LG G7, I do not see a lot of differences, to be precise. Without the DTSX and the hi-fi Quad DAC, it doesn't have any Quad DAC or anything. There is no gimmick like that. But this one has similar details, very good treble, spark, energy extension. The soundstage is good too. You do not have to buy a mobile phone like that just for audio, to be precise. That's what I'm trying to emphasize here. If you are really serious about audio, damn serious, you are not recreational audiophile, you are a audiophile, proper audiophile, you should get a DAP, digital audio player. There are a lot of DAPs in good budget at this point of time. The Heavy R3 Pro has two CS chips, 43198 or 43191 chips, dual chips. The balanced output, more powerful, the stage is better, everything is better from these mobile devices, to be precise. May not be the stage, but everything else is better. Stage is very similar to these devices, but the details, the precision, the air, the stereo expansion, cue placement, very good on those devices. I bought this because this is a decent device. There are cameras that are optically stabilized. Snapdragon 845 is not bad at all. There is no lag, barely any lag, to be precise. It's an old device nevertheless. I bought it in 2020 and it's a device of 2018. The manufacturing date even shows that it was manufactured on 8/2018. As you guys can see on the top right corner, month and year of manufacture, 8 August 2018. It's an old device, but a decent one nevertheless. Buying this for all the whole point of this is that buying a LG device just for audio is not reasonable. Samsung is not bad at all. Go for Samsung S10. They are fairly good with audio. Not necessary to buy a LG device for this Quad DAC gimmick. You are not getting anything out of it. Yeah, the sharpness is there. It makes things unnaturally sharp. The tonality is crap, bullshit. It loses the charm of the music. And the boombox is acceptable. It's loud at least, if not anything else. But in a crowded place, when it's ringing, it might not be that relevant, because the sharp notes are much more reasonable there, and you cannot activate the quad DAC when on speaker mode, so it's fairly unreasonable. So that's me trying to tell you guys about the primary gimmick of this LG flagship devices. Some of you must disagree, I believe, because you guys haven't tried this dedicated DAPs, and for some, buying a dedicated DAP is not really a reasonable argument. And if buying a dedicated DAP is not a reasonable argument for you, believe me, don't call yourself an audiophile. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Enjoy.